Good. Seek joy.
Before you begin, did you feel us looking for you? Is that why you stood up?
No.
Why did you stand up?
I thought maybe I'd have a better chance of getting up here if I'd made myself easier to see.
Well, don't pay any attention to him because it didn't have anything to do with that. So don't start leaping up around the room. But we could feel the intensity of you, and it was that same intensity that caused you to stand up. But the same thing happens here that happens in any creation. When you are clear about what you want and in a place of expectation, then you're in the right place for manifestation. And that's why we wanted to call that to your attention.
That sounds good.
You can jump up and wave your arms and be out of alignment. In this case, you just happen to be in alignment. It wasn't the standing up.
All right. Thank you. I have some...
Sorry, we've used all your time.
I have some deep, meaningful questions, but I also have some casual questions. And on the 20 tapes and CDs I've listened to so far, the Ask and It's Given book, a lot of those deep questions have been answered. I think I know enough. I don't necessarily I can go on what I know now and progress. But there are some things I'm wondering about, and if we have time, we'll go to some of the deeper questions. I don't know if we'll have time. I felt like...
They're brewing the tar and plucking the feathers.
When you were asked about aliens, I felt like it got skirted a little bit, the question. I heard it asked earlier today, and I heard it asked on a DVD. And you refer to, well, they're at a different vibrational frequencies, so they're there, but you can't see them always. My question is, are there physical other life on other planets that's physical like us, that if we go there, we'll see them?
Exactly as
and
you are.
And is that...
Except that to go there and see them, you would have to approach them through the birth channel in other words, you are not going to get into your spaceship and fly there.
Why not?
Because they are...
The distance is too vast?
The distance is too vast, and the vibrational difference does not allow it. In other words, where you are here, you have to understand, you all think this is so very real as you are perceiving it through your vibrational translators. And what you are perceiving is perceived by you, but not perceived by others. And it would be the same if you were to go someplace else. So you would have to, from this physical format, return to non-physical, and from that vantage point, project yourself there. And we don't know anybody doing that, because the leading edge of what you are about is what keeps calling you forward. That's why the pioneer in you, as you want to explore this planet, wants to apply it to that, but it's different.
So then there's no other physical beings like us. The universe is void of anything else just like us.
No.
Okay.
Well, if you want to say just like us, but close enough to call it just like us, in the sense that there are other planets with physical characteristics that you would relate to. And there are other planets with physical life that you would relate to, who are eating food and who have language and who are conversing with one another. They're not just like you. If they were just like you, you'd all be in the same place.
But they're vibrating a little differently.
Enough differently. It's the same thing that we were describing about you cannot set your radio dial on one frequency and hear what's being broadcast on another. And because we know about these vibrational variances, you have to understand that here is the best way to explain it, and we think you will hear it and maybe receive it easily as we describe it in this way. So here you are in this physical body having these life experiences, and from this vantage point you are giving birth to a vibrational escrow that is the result of this vantage point. You cannot go to a vibrational escrow that is the result of some other vantage point. In other words, this is the creative sphere in which you have all come to create. And so your future experience is an expansion of this, you see. So then you say, well, that's logical to me, Abraham, but if you take me back to the very root of that which I am, which is source energy, then from that vantage point, don't I have access to that? And we say, yes, that which you might call source has access to all of those vantage points. But from your physical format, you're not making the trip.
Okay. You brought up a question about...
Now, before you go further, we want to say something else here because it's popping up somewhere else, if you don't mind, and that is Jerry and Esther became very aware early on that as they are receiving Abraham, they have no way of defining the place we're in a non-place from which we speak. In other words, we are non-physical energy. One woman got up and left a seminar because we wouldn't take claim to any planet. So if we would not tell her our planetary origin, then she could not find us valid. And we're wanting you to understand that everything that you find valid, you are making so from your vantage point. So we are that which we are, and you are deciphering us from your vantage point. And so that which is source is always deciphered from the leading edge vantage point, no matter whether it's this leading edge vantage point or another.
Then do you, non-physical beings, do you have physical counterparts down on some of the other planets?
Yes.
Okay.